Hello, Aries. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Today is July 27th, and I'm here to do your reading for the week. Astrologically, pretty quiet week. The only major aspect is a Venus-Uranus square on the 2nd. And that is, situations that can escalate quickly, surprise money, surprise love. With Uranus, you never know what way it's going to be. It could be a pleasant or welcome surprise or an unwelcome surprise. It is a thing where, I always kind of warn here, where you can be on the phone with your significant other. Someone says the wrong thing, and all of a sudden, 2 minutes later, it's a huge fight. So do be mindful that day as much as possible. Now, Mercury is in Virgo, which I don't know about you guys, but I felt that instantly. Like the second it went into Virgo, all of a sudden I had all these ideas that I had to write down and have been very busy the last couple of days. So if you've noticed that shift in your thinking, definitely take advantage of it because, of course, Mercury is going to be going retrograde next week. We have been in the shadow period since the 16th of July. And so, situations may be up for review over the summer. And then, it's kind of a weird time this last quarter here because we have August when Mercury is going to be retrograde. And then already in September, the eclipses start. So it's going to be a very sort of animated fall. That'll be exciting. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the overall energy for the Aries watching this video the week of July 27th. What is the overall energy? Okay. What do we have here? I feel like this came out the other day. The Serpent, which is a 46, a 10, and a 1, right? So talking about endings, talking about new beginnings, shedding skin. This is also about an energy of Kundalini rising, releasing, renewing, transformation, temptation. Let's see what else this says here. Okay, so the serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. Now, remember, in the Bible, the story is that the snake offers the apple, like knowledge. Of course, it was intended that it was carnal knowledge there, like, do you want to have the sex or not have the sex? But that by eating of that fruit, you would know everything. So there's some sort of connotation between the snake and bringing in knowledge. Now, as I said, the Mercury in Virgo, which is its domicile, one of its domiciles, Mercury rules both Gemini and Virgo, is about gathering information. And in Virgo, it's about gathering practical information about how you can fix something or how to bring something back to its perfect state. Remember, Virgos are obsessed with perfection, with virginity, basically purity, the wholeness, which is an impossible goal by definition, which is why Virgos are always so frustrated because they can never achieve what they want to because it's impossible. I digress. The point is this is a great time to be journaling, paying attention to your inner dialogue. Like, make sure you have like your notes app active. Don't assume like, oh, I'll write that down later because things might escape you. As information comes to you, and it can be just like, while you're walking down the street or you see something, you're like, oh, that might be interesting. This is a time where you want to write down that information. Okay? Now, the invitation here is the serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to, and this has been a constant running through the last few months of readings, is that there is something from the past, a chapter that must close in order for you to be able to move into a new one. Shed the old skin that you've been so attached to. Welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you a fresh experience in your life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful, original manifestation. When you shed the past gracefully, life will not strip it away with great drama. Indeed, that is something you want to avoid. Do not use your energies to seduce others or allow yourself to be seduced even by your own ideas. Okay, it's a little confusing. But one of the things I wanted to mention is I can never... I think the guy's name is Rabbi Abraham Twersky. I'm not sure. I think he just recently passed away also. But there is a video on the internet. I have mentioned this to you guys in the past. I will bring it up again because it has to do with the shedding of the skin. And he talks about lobsters and how lobsters go through multiple growth periods in their life. And what happens is it grows. It has a shell, a protective shell, much like the snake has a skin, right? It has this protective shell. And when it has grown too big for that shell, it starts to feel discomfort. And so it goes into a protective plate, it withdraws, it sheds its old shell, and it waits for the new one to come in, which will then be able to house it for its next growth cycle. Now, a couple of things there, but the clue that it is time to shed the shell, that a new being is coming into place, is discomfort. Right? We are uncomfortable in our circumstances. We may be uncomfortable in our friend group, uncomfortable in our job, uncomfortable in our city, whatever it is. Those are the clues that something about you has expanded and is no longer comfortable in the environment. And that's when we retreat. We go within. We understand, what is it that's making me feel this way? What can I change? And then we sort of wait for that to go. And then we go out into the world a little bit raw because this new shell is not fully formed. But that is part and parcel of the process. And that's why, I always say it's important to sort of change your relationship to discomfort, because we have such a tendency to squash it, right? We drink it away, we smoke it away, we fuck it away, we take pills to keep it at bay. But the discomfort is a tremendous source of information as to how your being is trying to evolve forward, right? So don't discount the discomfort. Use it. Remember, I said this about information, getting information. Use it as a way to ask questions. What do I want? What do I need? Remember, we still have Chiron going through our sign, and Chiron provokes pain to heal. Now, we have the King of Swords here as the challenge energy, and this can be, talking about maybe we're having a hard time being a little bit objective. Maybe we're being a little too cold, or maybe we're not being rational enough, right? We might be too in our feels or something. And let's see how the rest of this plays out. But in the challenge is detached objectivity, right? So whether it's too much or too little, or we're just struggling with that, we're struggling with being objective about reading what's actually going on in our situation, not seeing the whole thing, reading, or being delusional, telling ourselves that it's not a problem, or that, sure, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure if I don't do anything, it'll be fine. No. I have a new deck today. This one, mini one, Angels and Ancestors from Kyle Gray. These are all the pocket sizes, so that's why they look so small. Okay. How many? We have 2 here. All right, so let's see what we have. We have the Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passions. That's the second time this has said it. And then you have the Guardian Angel, which says you are not alone. Now let's read these. Oh, this is one of those books that's like organized weird, and some are in one place and some are in another, and they're not numbered and there's no pages. It drives me crazy. All right, Fire Guardian is 106. Okay, these two were attached because the new deck hasn't really been shuffled very well, so I'm going to focus on the Fire Guardian, but also assume that he came out on purpose. Okay. So it says, connect with your desires. These sparks could lead to something beautiful, which is interesting because also Uranus is, the god of sparks there. So there could be something that you learn in that Uranus-Venus square that's coming up on the 2nd. So the Fire Guardian represents the angels of fire. Fire is an energy that many people are afraid of, but shouldn't be. We are first and foremost ruled by fire. Burning desires can lead to great expansion. Oh, maybe that's what the coldness was, right? That you've become too rational and not like, I don't want to do that because then this reason, and that reason. And it's like, oh, but I really want to, So allow the Fire Guardian to help you awaken a wilder side of yourself and burn away any fear or shame that stands between you and your desires. When this card appears, you are reminded that passion is powerful and absolutely encouraged by spirit. You are being guided by your angels to connect with the powerful energy of desire at this time. If you have recently set an intention to explore your sexual side or become more sexually open, the fire of desire can burn away any old setbacks that are preventing you from expressing the part of your nature. If you are in a relationship, this card can indicate a great spiritual and sexual connection. All right, well, that seems to be coming up for many of you. Lucky people. So here it says, the guardian angel, watch for signs and reminders from your angels and loved ones that they are close to you. Remember, they are working hard to guide you. So we have the Kundalini rising, the Fire Guardian, talking about things you are passionate about, talking about embracing your desires, whatever they may be, and that, again, that can be sexual, but it can also be action-wise, right? Think about Mars, which is our ruling planet, of course, and he not only rules desire and sex, but also forward movement. So, like, what are you passionate about moving forward with? All right, let's get 3 cards for the week, please, of July 27th. 3 cards for the week of July 27th. What do we have here? All right, so first, all right, 10 of Pentacles. Love that. 6 of Swords. Let's see what else. One more card, please. One more card for the week, please. Oh, okay. Queen of Coins. So, well, the money looks good. The prosperity looks good. We have a 10 of Coins, a Queen of Coins, feeling very abundant, but also maybe getting, some money coming in. I don't usually like to say things like that, but, when there's there's pretty much only coins here. We have only coins and swords. So, there's a little bit of fire missing, which is interesting because we are in a Leo season. There's actually quite a bit of fire in the sky right now, which means that you have to bring the fire because the cards are showing an absence of fire. So you have to bring the fire. It doesn't look like this is a week for strong emotions. But we have 10 of Coins, Queen of Coins, and then the 6 of Swords in the middle, which means that there is a moving forward that is required to level up. And actually, I want to get a couple more cards here. Can you clarify this 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles? So 1 card for the 10 of Pentacles and 1 card for the Queen of Pentacles. Because there's a part of me that's saying, reading this order here, that like in order to feel this sense of abundance, that you have to move away from a very sort of traditional, normalized view of what abundance means and create your own. Four of Swords. And then another one for the Queen of Coins, again with the swords. Yeah. There's a leaving here that needs to happen. And it means actually like almost walking away from something that went as far as it could go, because this is a 10, this is a 10. It went as far as it could go. It's been dormant for a while. And in order to get that sense of freedom, even though it was like comfortable, stable, it was everything everyone told you you should aspire to. It gave you a sense of being very grounded, maybe part of a community. But it was in a very sort of traditional sense, I want to say. And it ran its course, and it's felt boring for a while. It's felt stagnant for a while. And you've been waiting for it to wake up, and it doesn't. And so there's kind of like, all right, I'm going to just like take me and my inner child for a trip and turn into this kind of like, you know, it's so drastically different, these two images here. This is very much the embracing that sort of wild, raw, carnal power that you have within. And this is a very stable, settled, earthly existence that's really just been boring you to death. All right, so this is kind of like an invitation to explore your wild side. You know, I said bring the fire before. Okay, and then we have the Five of Cups here. So some emotions, loss. Yeah, so like I said, there's a sense of loss here that has to have, that what's keeping you from pursuing this energy here, right? This sort of wild, raw, unbridled freedom is a sense of loss that you might like break hearts, or you might leave behind broken hearts, or you're afraid to, because remember, the thing about the Five of Cups is that it's focused on the loss, but behind it is like exactly what it's looking for, right? So it's like, okay, you lost something, but you gained something awesome behind it. And so there's some fear, there's definitely a fear of loss in terms of moving on, but it's moving on from a situation that has been very stagnant for a while. And you feel a sense of like, I want to do something adventurous. I want to do something new. I want to sort of break out of this shell. Literally, that's what we were talking about before. But I'm afraid even of my own pain. I'm afraid of my own discomfort. And I'm also afraid of discomfort that I might cause in others that are around me. Because she does end, you know, there's like sort of people everywhere, and it ends in the Queen of Coins. But it's almost like being true to yourself, feeding into this sense to feel very powerful, to feel very passionate, is going to require some walking away from something that has felt very comfortable for a long time, but is flat lined. Let's get some advice here. Now, again, I just want to remind you, these are general readings. These are not for everybody. You are responsible for your own choices. I am not advising you to do anything in one way or another. If it resonates, then it's for you. If it doesn't resonate, it's not yours. I am not saying go out and break up with somebody just because. I'm saying if this is your story and it makes sense, then here you are. All right, let's get some advice for... And it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can be a job. It can be a city. It can be a family situation. But it's really asking you to embody that firepower that you have. That's more than what it is. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave a person, place, or thing, but you do have to leave a state of stagnancy. I mean, how many cards now have said it? You saw me shuffling everything. It's time to get out there and, grab life. And not, I think, to me, that's what it's like. We've been playing it safe for so long, afraid of getting hurt, afraid of moving on, afraid of, like, we did what the right thing to do. Didn't want to, like, maybe pursue that interest or pursue this or pursue that, blah, 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 because we had a family or because we had the job or somebody said we had to do it. And there's really a brand new you that's emerging, that wants to emerge, that is tentative, afraid of emerging because of the potential loss that there may be involved in all of that. But there really is no other path forward from what I'm seeing here. Okay, passion. It's time to cast aside all fears that have darkened your outlook and invite some warmth into your inner world. Your sparkle has dimmed. Your motivation has waned. Everyday life has distracted you, and you've forgotten what it is that truly makes your soul sing. An intense yearning is yet to be satisfied, although you're unsure of what it is you actually crave. Desire, attraction, and enthusiasm accompany you as you remember and reignite that which fuels your passion. So spice up your life as you walk in your true light with full might, vitality, and vigor to reclaim your zest for life. Okay, and it says, follow your heart. Your passions reveal your life purpose. A fear of fire stems from a past life. That feels very specific. Renewed passion invokes true love, and strong emotions need to be harnessed. So there's some candle magic here. I don't read these because they're so specific. Like, it's like face south at noon on a Friday during a first quarter moon. So if you can line those days up, it says, gratefully, I accept the magic of you, of protection to assist in all that I do. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence. So mote it be. All right. Message is very clear. I'm not surprised that this is coming in on a Venus square Uranus, which is kind of like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to do it. It's a choice point at the squares. And so it's like Uranus comes to sort of electrocute your choices. That's why I said they can come like very quickly. They can be very positive. They can be disruptive, but they bring new energy. So keep an eye out for that. Wishing you the best of weeks, and I will see you next Saturday. Take care.